human experience and the universal unity. In this excerpt from his text addressing the religious and spiritual traditions of humanity, Avatar Adidas lays groundwork for a true understanding of the human structure, body, mind, and root self. He addresses the scientific tendency prevalent in the modern world to reduce a human being and all human experience to a merely physical process. He affirms the ancient esoteric or hidden understanding of human experience described by true religious and spiritual practitioners. An understanding of the universal unity in which the human structure arises is essential to the understanding of both near-death experience and the death process. He says, the scientific examination of conditional phenomena has resulted in and continues to pursue the detailed mapping of the mechanisms of conditionally manifested existence, including much detailed knowledge about the functioning human organism and about the development of various modes of conditionally manifested life on Earth. Equipped with such maps of the structures of the human entity, proponents of scientific materialism have criticized many of the traditionally acknowledged means of accounting for human experience, including religious experience, claiming that conscious experience amounts to nothing more than evidence of how the human mind and the human body are built to function. According to this scientific materialist point of view, religious experience and all of human experience is merely something happening in the meat organism, in inverted commas, determined by its psychophysical structuring. That conclusion regarding the nature of human experience is the superimposition of scientific materialist philosophy on the legitimate observations made by means of the scientific method. And that conclusion regarding the nature of human experience is a key fault which makes scientific materialism a false philosophy. The psychophysical structures of the human mechanism do, in fact, pattern human experience and human behavior, including scientific behavior, and the entire range of potential human experience, only a fraction of which has been investigated by the efforts of conventional science, can be understood in terms of my map of the 7 stages of life, by means of which I have revealed how all potential human developments are intrinsically related to the various hierarchically interrelated structures of the human mechanism. However, the scientific materialist point of view reduces everything to these observed psychophysical structures, as if, for example, the association between human religious experience and certain structures in the human brain proves that religion is nothing but a side effect of the functioning of the brain. Since the most ancient days, all esoteric traditions of spirituality and yoga have been associated with an understanding of the real structures underlying human experience. True spirituality and true yoga are based on a detailed knowledge of the cerebrospinal system, of the various organs within the body and so forth. True spirituality and true yoga are not based on, and indeed have nothing to do with, cosmological mythologies or the conventional God ideas of popular religiosity. True esotericism is always associated with an analysis of the human structure, of the workings of that structure, and of the methods by which the esoteric practitioner can make use of that structure in the process of realization. However, the esoteric traditions of spirituality and yoga are free of the fault of reductionism. In the esoteric traditions of spirituality and yoga, there is no notion that the association of religious and spiritual experiential phenomena with certain aspects of the human structure reduces the significance of those experiential phenomena to nothing but the workings of that structure. Through the entire collective human process of examining the nature of conditionally manifested existence, including the scientific examination of the development of life forms on Earth, the origin and evolution of the universe, and so on, a single great principle is made evident. All manifestation is arising from a prior unity. Everything that appears is developed from what is already there, inherently and potentially. That prior unity is fundamental to the nature of reality. Therefore, it is false philosophy to presume or even insist that reality itself is reducible to the observable facts of the human structure and its functioning. This must be understood. The human psychophysical structure is irreducibly part of the prior and universal unity. Reality is non-separate, indivisible, and ultimately one, beyond all appearances. The human psychophysical structure is the equipment that is to be used by human beings for the sake of, ultimately, most perfect divine self-realization. And that structure arises within the universal unity. This is the ancient esoteric knowledge.